going on, guys? It's your boy Matt here, back with another video. Today I'm just going to talk about a little bit about the Lakers situation because they're getting a lot of attention for they're not playing too well. I believe they're under 500. They recently lost the game to the Sacramento Kings. I believe triple overtime was a close game, but still, come on, bro. We can't beat the Sacramento Kings. The Lakers are my team. So I really do feel passionate about the Lakers. But it's not a good look right now, and I'm willing to admit that. It is still early in the season, guys, but obviously, everybody watching, the critics, the spectators, they see that it's not what we expected, especially with acquiring Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, veteran players that we thought would be off to a tremendous start. We didn't think we'd be struggling to be over 500, but it is what it is. Things happen. It's not easy to play day in and day out consistently for anybody in the NBA, especially players that are slowly aging. Like Russell Westbrook, he's not old. I'm just saying, basketball does take a toll on the body, especially for a player that's so explosive as Russell Westbrook is, and Carmelo Anthony is getting up there in age, sort of. So I'm not expecting to see. We can't expect to see the best, the primes of these players, because the reality of the situation is that it's not going to happen. Their best days are behind them, but they can still play basketball very well and compete for a championship for sure. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the issues and what I feel is going wrong for the Lakers. They have all the talent, everything they need to be successful in the NBA, but it doesn't seem to be working. To start, I guess we could talk a little bit about Russell Westbrook. So, just the Lakers' move in terms of acquiring Russell Westbrook and getting rid of some key players. It was interesting. I can understand it just because he's a sell, He's a draw to the sport. People like to watch Russell Westbrook because of his personality. He's entertaining. He's an explosive player. He plays with his heart every game. He's always thinking about his performances, which I think he should do less of. I feel like he should just go back to playing the game, the way he loves it, and I think he'll find more success in that route. But there's still a lot. It's a long season, man. We're just about maybe 18 games in for each team. That's nothing. Probably more, maybe more. I'm not sure, but something around there. But it's still too early. Come on. But yeah, Russell Westbrook has been playing well recently, but in the first few games he was struggling to perform. High turnover percentage, whatever you want to call it. But it is what it is. He's just kind of like that. He's not always too careful with the basketball. He's a little bit of a wild card in terms of the way he plays. Sometimes he'll get a good night. Sometimes he'll get a bad night. Sometimes he'll get a really bad night. But that's just how Russ is. He doesn't take away from his talent. He's very talented. He's explosive. One of the most athletic players in the league still. And he's not even in his prime anymore. Then we have more players like Carmelo Anthony, who's also not in his prime but still very talented. He's been playing pretty well for the Lakers, but there's AD, maybe not. We haven't really been seeing the performances like how we saw in the year of the bubble, stuff like that. But it's still too early to call. But we're just talking about the current situation at hand, where I believe they're in the. I don't know when you guys are seeing this, but by the time, at the time that when I'm filming this episode, I believe that they're in the A seed right now, which is better because they were in the 10 seed, I think, a few days ago. But, I just wanted to talk about, it's different. It's hard to play on a team with LeBron James, and let me tell you why. I'm not taking away from the fact that LeBron does make players better, and I do think he is the best all-around basketball player of all time. That's just my opinion. I know all the Jordan heads are going to come for me. I'm too young to know about Michael Jordan, so I can't speak on him, but I'm just saying for me personally, out of everybody I've ever watched play the game, LeBron is the best all around, and that's coming from a diehard Kobe fan. But yeah, so what I was originally saying was LeBron, although he is the most talented player in the NBA, he's smartest, high IQ, he knows how to play the game. Every time he makes a play, it's It's like a composer conducting an orchestra, or an artist with a painting, like stuff like that. It's obvious that he has a plan of what he's going to do, and then he eventually does it. Like painting a picture on a canvas, baby. It's crazy, but I love to watch it as a basketball fan, basketball junkie. Um, but it can be different and difficult to play on a team with LeBron James because they imagine going and you get traded to LA, right? And then you have all these expectations. You think LeBron's your friend, but realistically, he means business. He wants to win. Uh, he wants to win basketball games and he wants a championship. Obviously, the way that they compare basketball players and have been doing it for many years, but even though it's not the best way to rank how good players are, has been like their rings. Like this guy has this many championships. Rings don't lie. Don't forget the ring. Stuff like that. Um, but what's it called? Imagine going into like a new environment, a new team, and then having to deal with the pressure of playing on a team with LeBron James. There are high expectations when you get off that bus and it's time to play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's difficult. It's not easy. There's anxiety. There's like fans this, fans that. Like Danny Green dealt with a lot of it. He's gotten an earful from LeBron before. And I could see like he's one of those players that was like affected by that LeBron influence. It's not always easy to play with a guy of that great caliber, but especially when sometimes he's not playing in the game, it could really like throw off. LeBron has been injured for a bit for different reasons this season so far. You never want to see someone like LeBron not playing in games because he's such a big presence when he's playing with the Lakers. Like it's a completely different game when he's off the court. So imagine you're playing with LeBron and he's like making all these plays, and then all of a sudden he's out for like the next 5 games, and you have to learn to play without him, which is really difficult for anyone who knows anything about basketball. When that point guard or like the guy that the playmaker in general isn't there on the floor, you're kind of like thrown with the wolves. You have to figure it out for yourselves. There's no person to think for you. There's no person to tell you to set that screen cut. There's no person to push you. So it can be difficult to play. And then when he comes back, then it's like snap out of it. You have to remember how to play with him again. So it's difficult. It's not easy to play with a superstar, let alone the LeBron James, the best, like one of the best to ever do it, if not the best to ever do it. So I can't like blame the Lakers too much because it's not an easy thing to do, to put on a great performance despite having a great level of talent day in and day out with LeBron James and with such high expectations. So I think once all the Laker players gain their composure and get more comfortable with and without the presence of LeBron, and they learn how to play with and without him, because it seems like one of those seasons where sometimes LeBron is going to sit out some games, which I understand. He has to put his body first. It's important. But in terms of the Lakers winning other games, they're going to have to learn how to play with and without him and adjust on the fly. So hopefully they're able to make those adjustments and play as a team, not turn the ball over too much, and make good plays on the offensive end. They're going to grow as players, trust me. Everyone on the Lakers, LeBron. The thing about LeBron though is that that's a known fact, is that he makes all of his teammates better. They learn from playing with him, the good and the bad. So hopefully it develops them all as players and people, and we could get that ring. But right now there's a lot of room for improvement, as there is for everybody. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the Lakers, their struggles, and hopefully their future success. But obviously, with a non-biased opinion, it doesn't look good right now. But it's a long season, and I'm excited to see like what happens next. But yeah, we have a lot of good basketball ahead of us, and I can't wait to watch it. I know you guys are excited. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I'll see you guys soon. I'm out of here. Have a great one. Peace.